welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another adventure. This week I am on a trip with my sister for her birthday backpack. She is a whole 64 years old, and we've brought along a friend of ours also named Chris and the wonderful Luna, who is going to be a handful for the whole trip in. We're on the Lower Big Quilcene trail and we only have about 3 miles to hike today, and it's just a quick out and back. Still quite chilly for the end of April, but it's green, beautiful, and we aren't expecting rain, so there's a bonus. And yeah, what a great weekend I anticipate. So let's go check out that trail. You butthole. Happy girl, Luna. Made it to camp and got camp set up, kind of comparing gear, because some of us have picked up some new gear since the last time we all hiked together. So yeah, that's kind of fun. But I did want to talk about a little bit about hiking with dogs and backpacking with dogs. In most forests, in all forests, national parks, you generally cannot take a dog on a trail. Read the regulations. There are a few parks that allow you to do that, and a few trails within the parks that allow you to take your dog. In a national forest right now, and generally within the national forest, you can bring your dog. Just not in wilderness areas, wilderness areas that have a regulation against bringing the dogs. There's a few in eastern Washington that, they don't want you to have a dog. We're in Olympic National Forest, which does allow you to have a dog. And so when you're planning your trip, make sure you are reading regulations. Some forests require you to have your dog on leash, others do not, but they have to be under voice command. Olympic National Forest is one of those that you don't have to have a dog on a leash as long as they're under voice command. There are also ranger districts within forests, so even though the forest might say it's okay to have a dog off leash, if it's a ranger district that says no, follow the more localized regulations. That being said, it's just common courtesy to have your dog on a leash when you're hiking. Dogs, they get excited, they get exuberant, and not everybody wants to have your dog approaching their dog or have your dog approaching them, period. I have seen children get knocked down by over-exuberant dogs that were not part of their family. So it's just common courtesy just to have your dog on the leash when you're on trail, especially very busy trails. They're easier to control. Even though Luna's very good on voice command, sometimes she just ignores you when another dog looks like it wants to play with you or play with her. So make sure when you're planning your trips to be backpacking with your dogs to know what kind of public land you're going on, what the regulations are, especially when it deals with even if the dogs are allowed, and about the leash laws or regulations. And then of course, common courtesy always wins the day. And here's Luna. She's just so happy to be hiking. Lulu. Hi, sweetie. You want to say hello to everybody? Hello, everybody. Hello. What did you do? Did you dig out a tree? Don't worry, the tree was already dead. It's been cut. It was rotting on the stump over here. And she just decided to rip it out. So you might have noticed that Luna was carrying a pack on the way. She does carry her own gear. There's a tie out here that we're going to use tonight because Luna doesn't like sleeping in the tent, but we've got Janice to sleep near us. So we use that next to the tents. She has pajamas. She has her own doggy bags. She also carries her own food. And then this wonderful tie out is also carried by her. She does carry her own equipment, but probably for another 2 years. You do have to judge if a dog is going to carry equipment, how much they can carry, and for what kind of a sustained time frame. For her, about a 5-mile hike is going to be her limit, especially if she's carrying her own gear. This was only about 3 miles today, so she was well within her limit. In about 2 years, she's going to be too old to carry her own gear. She'll still be able to go, but it'll be a heavier pack for whoever takes her with them. My sister has a smaller dog or a puppy that she's been working on training for being a trail dog. But she's not even a year yet. So we're not even going to put a pack on her for at least another year. And at that point, all she's going to carry are her own doggy bags. It'll take about another year or two after that when she starts able to carry more gear. But she's also, we're not going to take her backpacking for a while either. Anyways, it's okay to put a pack on a dog. I know there are people out there who think it's horrible, but really dogs, especially a dog like Luna, who is a working dog, she is trained to carry a pack, and she was built to carry a pack. I don't think I would put a backpack on a Whippet, but I would put a backpack on a Belgian Malinois. Oh, we've had a bit of a snack and play with the bubbles I brought for my sister's birthday, and we're thinking we're gonna head up the trail a little bit. There's a junction up here, and you can either go up and go over Notch Pass, which we've done before, although before I started videotaping things. Or we can go the other way and go up a hill and continue up to the Upper Quilcene trailhead, but I don't think we're gonna go that far. My sister's really tired. I'm not too sure about Chris, and I could always use a nap too, but so our big thing is we're just gonna mosey up the trail with the dog and have just kind of see what things there are to photograph. This is one giver of life. I always like listening to the Pacific wren in the morning. I also like listening to them during the day and in the evening. Anyways, yeah, it's morning again, and we're just kind of, it's a slow morning, slept in, just going lazily about the camp right at the moment. We had jerry-rigged something. So Luna, my sister's dog, is, I believe she's claustrophobic. And so when she sleeps in a single-person tent, she doesn't sleep in a single-person tent. She tears it apart to get out of it, even with, my sister in the tent. So we jerry-rigged the rain fly in the vestibule so that she could sleep under there and have some protection. And my sister left her tent door open. So Luna felt comfortable sleeping in the tent with Kristi, but then she was able to get out and move and not feel confined. And she woke up just nice and happy this morning, although I think she's more anxious to go than we are. She's a Malinois, so wants to move. But yeah, we're just gonna, again, have a nice lazy morning, get breakfast here and pack up and then head back down the trail. Is broken down. We did our last run through to make sure we didn't leave any trash behind. We also make sure we do a run through to pick up any trash that's been left behind before us. That's just one of those nice L&T things that leave no trace. Somebody need to sniff a fern. Anyways, yeah, you just want to double check, make sure there's no trash left behind, no food bits. And we grabbed a few things that had been left behind before us. And now we're back on the trail with Luna leading the way. Head back to the car. She's excited to get there. Probably about time we talked about dog poo. Yes, you do want to pick up your dog poo. The dogs are generally fed foods that aren't normally found in nature. So if other animals come across it, it can contaminate their diets. So you do want to pick it up. Plus, it's just, you don't want to walk past dog poo in the forest just as much as you don't want to walk past dog poo out in the city parks. So yes, pick it up. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there going, I don't want to carry it. Ooh, it stinks. Blah, 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 blah. There are containers out there. I'll put a link to one below that are hard-sided containers, but you can put your dog poo in and it seals. You don't smell it. And then when you get home, you just open it up and dump it in your trash. We also have used Pringles cans. And as you see on this trip, we are using just a 1 gallon bag. Picking up the poo, putting it in the bag, and moving on. And come on, Lou. And it just makes the experience for other people a little bit more enjoyable, not having to deal with your dog's poo. getting close to the end of the trail, so let's talk a little bit of what we learned this weekend about backpacking with your dog. First and foremost, research the trail. Make sure dogs are allowed. What are the leash regulations? And then just plan on common courtesy, even if you can. Let your dog run free under voice command. Also, while you're researching, find out if it's a dry trail or if there's going to be water crossings your dog can get water from. Dogs can contract giardia, but I've only had one dog who ever did. So just make sure you know if you need to pack extra water for your dog. Be prepared to pack out the dog poo. Just be ready for it. Your dog's gonna poo. You should really pack it out. Just don't leave it there. Find ways, hard-sided containers, or even a Ziploc bag to stick it in. When it comes to packing things in, packing things out, most dogs can carry a backpack. Do not overload them. Generally lighter weight things. Sometimes larger dogs can carry their own water also, but also look at their age. If they're really young or getting old, keep the loads light. And since you're camping at night, make sure you have something for your dog. A sweater. Some people take sleeping bags. Some people have sleeping pads for their dogs. Some dogs like to sleep in tents. Some dogs don't. So just, know your dog and plan for that too. In essence, really plan for just yourself. But to make sure your dog, your fuzzy, furry canine companion, is comfortable too. And then common courtesy to make sure your lovely little fur baby is not disturbing other hikers and campers. And then, really, if you are interested in hiking and camping with your dog and you have questions, feel free to reach out. I'm more than happy to tell you some of the equipment we use, some of the things we take into consideration. Because hiking, camping with your dog can be a very fun and enjoyable experience. I've had a dog with me out in the wilderness for more than 20 years, and I hope I have about 20 more left with a dog. Luna's been fun. We are back at the cars, but is this the end of the adventure? Maybe not. We're going to go check out one of the shelters that's nearby and then stop at Notch Pass, which we started hiking towards yesterday, but we really weren't prepared to hike all the way to it. But the road crosses Notch Pass, so we'll be able to stop and go into Notch Pass and take you with us. So, yeah, let's get the pack off in the car and go for a little bit longer of an adventure.